Mr. Sunday, my sister said she stopped hearing it. She's in very dire state.
Okay, 6:30, I'll call the meeting to order. Terry, could you do the roll call, please?
Dr. Covert,
Present?
Councilmember Hempstead,
Yo.
Councilmember Cubey will not be here tonight. Councilmember McGee,
Here.
Councilmember Spedden,
Here.
Councilmember Von Ty,
Here.
Mayor Harlow.
Here. Okay, we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I need a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Well, we were thinking of doing a continuing resolution because we still haven't agreed on it, and we haven't settled anything since the last. But we can do that and, you know. just
We will
continue.
talk about it,
So it,
but into the agenda is on that, that's what we wanted to talk about.
okay, so if you can start with,
A motion to
To-
adopt the agenda as presented.
start with that.
Did you make that motion?
No, she wants to amend the agenda.
No,
Oh.
did you want to amend it?
Nope.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to adopt.
And I second
And
it.
a motion by Covert, second by McGee. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I'm gonna say something about that. Every time you do all in favor, signify by aye. The last meeting we had, you said that I did not vote to close the meeting. I didn't vote anything.
Okay.
So
Well, that
you
was-
need to do roll call vote. on
That was a
it.
shortcoming on my part then, but because this was so simple adopting the agenda, I figured we could move on if we
Well,
said all in favor.
everyone needs to be,
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I guess we're having public comments before we discuss the budget. Anybody coming up?
Blair.
Claire?
Oh, Becky, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Becky, you can make your
You
comments.
wanna hold
during
that?
the meeting.
Good evening, Mayor and members of council. I stand before you tonight not out of anger, but out of concern for our employees, our citizens, our business owners, and the future of our town. Over the past several months, employees have reported ongoing payroll problems involving paychecks, payroll records, tax withholdings, insurance deductions, and obtaining answers to basic questions about their compensation. As a federal employee and having to experience and work multiple furloughs, I know the uncertainty that comes with not knowing when or whether you will receive the pay you've earned. While these circumstances differ from federal furlough, the financial stress, anxiety, and impact on families can be feel very similar. Public servants should never have to worry about whether their pay is accurate or whether their concerns will be addressed. Equally troubling are reports of a confrontation at town hall discussions about payroll. According to multiple individuals who have described the incident, it disrupted normal operations and resulted in law enforcement being called. If those reports are accurate, they point to failure in leadership and in the procedures that are meant to protect employees and confidential personal information. Transparency is equally important. Virginia's Freedom of Information Act exists as citizens can understand how their government operates. When records requests go unanswered or are not handled in accordance with the law, public confidence suffers. Trust cannot exist without openness and accountability. Now, newspapers may be getting the information they're wanting, but private citizens have not been. This is about more than a single incident. It's about the culture of our government. Every employee deserves to be treated with dignity and professionalism. Every citizen deserves honest, transparent government. Every business owner deserves confidence that their local government is stable and well managed, and every member of the council shares a responsibility to ensure the town conducts its business ethically, lawfully, and in the best interests of the public. I respectfully ask this council to fully examine the payroll issues, ensure employees are treated with respect, strengthen safeguards for confidential information, and comply with the Virginia's transparency laws, and take meaningful steps to restore public confidence. Our citizens, employees, business owners, and fellow council members all deserve a government that is transparent, accountable, respectful, and worthy of the public's trust. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
I'm Rebecca McGee, 714 St. Francis Avenue. I want to talk about Friday. I came up here because I heard it was unrest in our office. And I came here and I found our employees so upset. And what had occurred was uncalled for, absolutely uncalled for. Personnel should have come and helped with the situation. They did not. I understand you were at work, so that doesn't work. Bernice is sick, so that doesn't work. Maybe you need to get somebody else of personnel that can find out what the girls want, need, and should have. I came up here twice. First time, I was told it was unrest up here, people were hollering, screaming, or whatever. I came up to see what I could do. I care about these employees, I care about every one of them, and I will do anything to help them to feel like they are cared for, and they know that I do care for them. The second time I came up, I was met by 3 police officers. And 1 state trooper and 2 county police officers. I had no idea what the heck was going on. And they couldn't tell me I talked to them, they couldn't tell me who called. But I found out later, our treasurer had called them, but yet she turns around and leaves without talking to them with her husband, which he shouldn't have been in there standing at that door like he was doing when I was here the first time. And secondly, the mayor should have stayed here to see about, she knew the police had been called. You should have stayed here. That's on you.
Actually, I did not know they were called, and I did stay until the disruption eased up. So I did miss a few.
You did say you
here.
were the police to call.
I didn't know they were coming, and I did not know.
Well, maybe
I
your
was trying
your
to get
assistant-
everybody else back in their spots.
Your assistant should have told you. She's your assistant, she should have told you.
Okay. Anyone else care?
No.
Okay, we'll move on to old business.
Madam Mayor, I forgot to sign up, but could I have a moment?
Certainly.
This is in regards to well 4. Earlier today when I was there on a daily check, the water level in the wellhead is steadily dropping. It's down to approximately 90 feet. Previously, it had been around 100 feet to 108 feet. This drop has taken place within the last week to 10 days. I think it's time to implement, my recommendation would be to implement, at a minimum, voluntary restrictions, preferably mandatory. I'm hearing every day of wells that are running dry. We're in a drought. The Water Authority has implemented voluntary restrictions on Zions Crossroads as well as Newbridge, all served by groundwater. I hope something's done to address this. The only thing we can do is put restrictions in place and pray for rain. Thank y'all.
Thanks for letting us be aware of that. Okay, now, the budget.
Total of we got, Michelle, oh, yeah, a couple of things I wanted to say. Does anyone else wanna go first?
You got the floor.
Okay, one thing is that Hank, it's kind of a sticking point for us that he's being reduced by 2,000. When we really look over the budget, we can see that the town is paying him $4,000 a year to mow the cemetery. The cemetery should be reimbursing the town for that labor, because it has its own money.
Hank is not mowing the cemetery.
I'm sorry, that the employees in that group.
No,
No, Hank and I've already discussed.
Yeah.
it.
Discuss that, and you're all okay
We've
on it,
already
so there's no
discussed all
recouping
that.
that money there, darn
Then
it.
what was
Hoping we
your
can get that money
discussion with
back.
Hank? What was your?
That Hank has been being paid out of the cemetery fund to mark the graves.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry,
do
it was
other-
marking, yeah.
Other
marking.
jobs
You're right.
at the cemetery that have never been drawn from the cemetery. So those adjustments we'll have to go back and make some adjustments on all of that.
So we will
So
recruit
we-
that into the town, the money for
It-
doing that.
He would be paid out of a different account.
I'm just saying is we would recoup that money, that $3,000 we were gonna lower. we
Yeah,
would be
I've
getting
talked
that
with
back.
Hank about this. Hank understands.
So the money
Yeah.
from the cemetery account
But we
that's
could be
being
out
paid to
now, we
Hank
have-
needs to go into the general fund to
No,
pay
it
Hank.
needs to be kept in the cemetery because he does work at the cemetery
That's okay.
also. That's not.
But he's not a
included.
cemetery, he's not, that's
No,
not,
but he marks the graves
but
and other
that's not his
things.
job.
Okay, then Hank, she's telling you that's not your job.
No,
No,
I'm saying that he's a, employee.
I'm
of the
confused, I
jail.
don't think they understand. The
I don't
point
think
that Pam and I talked about was, I pointed out to her that the cemetery collects revenue
Right.
of $2,000 a year to mark headstones, $2,000 a year to mark grave sites. So, since they were trying to lower my salary $3,000, there's $4,000 since I'm the
Right.
man who marks and
You
does
told
the
me
graves.
about that, but I thought you had to take the money out of cemetery and put it in general
No,
fund.
because-
Well, that's what y'all could do,
No, but
I
we
mean,
can
that would be the
reserve it.
easiest.
No, it's cemetery
Not
work
the
though.
others.
It needs to be, you need to be paid separately for that.
Yep.
At least on paper, it needs to be shown separately. Because it's two different accounts. Anything else?
The only
Okay,
other comment I have is that we did tell all of our employees that no employees' wages were gonna be reduced. And, they're all kind of reduced in here. So I'm gonna recommend that we approve the budget as it is, but since it is July, that we also, at the exact same time, make a motion to reinstate or keep, what do you want? Do you have a motion?
Yeah, I have a motion.
Well, then I might.
First of all, I wanna hear what Mr. Hempstead was talking about last week.
You've been talking about.
What are
is
you
that the
talking
website
about, that you will
services?
not approve the budget until $70,000, Ms. Pam? What are
Actually, it's
you,
more than that, but,
can you tell me?
depending on whether you look at May or June, but the bottom line is, we have,
Can I just
last
clarify,
2
we're
years-
talking about website services, is that what, I just wanna understand, so I know what we're talking
I'm trying to explain.
about. Okay.
We have, in the last 2 years, changed our internet service. Number one, we have a contract with Civics Plus, which is a statewide organization to help towns of 50,000 people or more with their online accounts, whether it be email or their website or whatever, anything to do with a town communications. And we're paying, well, this budget showed $35,000, but it didn't, point out that we'd already paid $11,000 to resubscribe, back in, I forget, April, March, something like that. And in addition to that, we have internet services to give us Microsoft Word, Excel, etc. You can go to any office supply store and buy a package that has all of those things for somewhere around $400 and maybe pay a $50 to $100 yearly resubscription fee. Why are we paying the amount of dollars that we are for something like that, and
I think
I'm
business
just asking
rates and
Becky.
individual rates.
Becky, what I was doing was I'm asking the question back, a week ago. Why are we paying this much money when we could pay a whole lot less?
You've been on budget for 3 months, y'all been working on this, you should find out. You should have.
And that's what I wanna do, and
You
I,
should have
Karen,
done that.
when was the last time I asked for those contracts that you finally, got for us tonight? A couple weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
So,
You should have found it from there.
oh, thank you, Becky, I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
I really think there's a huge
Bottom
difference
line
between the
is,
business price of
between-
Microsoft and the individual, like I pay, $100 or $250 or whatever for my family, but I can't run a business off that, I think that's.
The bottom line is, we have web-based software, telecommunications, and internet expense that is way beyond what this town needs and has the ability to pay for. Now, all I wanna do is talk to somebody at each one of the companies and say, look, this is the size of the town. For instance, internet. We have somewhere between 10 and 13 internet connections in this building. And we only need one with a router. That can
DMV
handle
has to
everybody
have
at the worst, we're gonna
certain
have two.
things. DMV has things they have to be hooked up to.
I
Right.
have no
And I don't
problem
disagree.
authorizing an investigation and like re-looking at it and renegotiating it. I have no problem trying to renegotiate it cheaper. I mean, we can't do it tonight, but I have no problem with our town going forward with that.
And that
I mean,
was the only point I was trying to
I
make.
Maybe
think
we
we're in
can,
contract
maybe we
with
can.
Comcast,
Yes, we are, but
but
just like any contract, and I wrote them for 40 years, you can call up and tell somebody, I would like to discuss the possibility of renegotiating our contract because this town only has less than 600 people in it, somewhere thereabouts, and we don't need that much service. And the bottom line is to have a discussion with somebody and find out what the possibilities are of saving us some money.
This
You guys
should
are
have,
very
you
smart.
should have put this 3 months ago when you started the budget.
I
And here we
know
are
you have
for 3
a
years.
good handle on what everybody should be doing, Becky, so thank you.
You most
So, so with all that being said, I have never commented on that because I have no idea about that type of service that we need. And we need to find somebody that is knowledgeable in that can help us. Making phone calls is easy to do, but I don't comprehend the type of service that we really need to function properly.
I think
So-
Acton and I can look at it and come up with
So
some
Acton
suggestions.
probably is very good at that, but we really only need to approve what's shown. If we
Okay.
need to reduce it, we can do that.
All right, I want our girls to be compensated with a raise. I think not giving them a raise is a slap in their face. Every one of those girls need a raise. With that being said, I'm gonna make a motion. I move that the town council approve a continuing appropriation resolution to extend the fiscal year 2026 budget into fiscal year 2027, effective July 1st, which is already passed, and this action will authorize all departments, offices, agencies of the town to continue operating at the same expenditure levels and under the same appropriations, policies and restrictions as adopted in the 2026 budget till such time as council adopts the 2027 budget. This continuation shall remain in effect only for the minimum period necessary to finalize and adopt the 2027 budget and shall not authorize any new programs, capital projects, or expenditures beyond those previously approved in the 2026 budget unless separately authorized by council. That's my
So
motion.
let
And
me
for
make
what
sure.
period of time, 30, 60, or 90 days?
In other words, we will use the
I
20.
understand what you're saying, Becky, I'm saying you have to put a specific time in there, like 30 days,
30,
45 days.
Okay.
Because
Let's say
state
100.
law says that we had to have a
All right,
budget
with the-
on
with-
July 1st, and we didn't. So if we're gonna extend it, we have to be very clear so that the state doesn't come
180
down.
days,
That's
6
way too
months.
long, they won't approve it. You wanna go to the state and try to get that?
Are you asking to have everything remain at the price it is now?
Right
That's
now.
what we're doing.
That's right,
Okay, that's what we're doing.
So with 90 days.
So why can't we approve the budget and still move
Because-
forward like that?
because this is what I asked for y'all to do, for us to do.
I don't understand. how
In
it
other
makes
words,
any
you keep
difference.
this
Budget for-
2026 budget, I've got
For
a
90 more
resolution.
days, and then we can.
All right, 90 days.
90 days won't do it for you
I
guys.
don't think we can do that.
The state doesn't, yes, it is
Why
30,
can't we
60, or
do that?
90 days.
You
It's
tell
hard.
me
They don't have
exactly
to
what-
do it.
No, why? Do you have proof we can do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where did you get that proof? Read, tell us where we
I
said
said, oh, the,
we can do that.
here, let me find it, the Virginia Municipal League, hold on a second, I'll read it to everybody here. Do you guys, let's see, well, the budget committee should, let's see, emails. So, let me see. Oh my gosh, when did this all happen? This happened on June
18,
90.
26.
The hot water
The
meter,
18th
where-
is the day
before the
we
hot
have
water,
it.
before the attorney fees. There's so much of this, but it is basically, if, you know, as happens in small places, if, in fact, we did this last year.
Yes, we did.
Dave was here, I was here, Bob was here, you know, well, I don't know if you were, but, you were here. But we did a continuing resolution last year because we, you know, there was something at the last minute that came it up, and that's why we have this, and you just extend the current budget for 30, 60, or 90 days, and then if it, but you can't extend more than you need. Let's say in 3 days from now, we work this all out, then that's all the time we get, and then, it's exactly what we did last year, and then we just have a
Well,
meeting.
if you don't,
Or we could just approve the budget as it is, but, you know, make a caveat that no employee's salaries change from the 26th budget.
That's what you need to do. That would be perfect.
And then the only problem with that is that we did a public hearing based on.
No, we would not have.
we need to do,
We need
stick
to,
with the 2026 budget until we can get everything straight, because the budget at this point, as far as I see it, is not helping our girls out, excuse me, girls and boys, everybody. We need to find somewhere to give them a raise instead of saying they don't count, because they sure as heck do.
I don't think anybody said they did not count, but we need proof that we're allowed to do this, so please find where that
I
is.
am, let me just look at the VML continuing resolution.
If you continue a budget, it still doesn't mean you approve a budget, though,
Right,
right?
it's
You
not,
approve
the
current.
26th
It's just
is approved for 90 more days.
until we can find, till we can come to a solution. That's what we need to do.
All
Right now, we're at a dead,
Michelle Haley at VML said very clearly
Can I,
that you can request a 30, 60, or 90-day extension, but you have to request it in writing.
that's
That's
not what
Michelle
the law
Gowdy.
says. I'm
I
just saying,
talked to.
that's not what their paper, what their things are, the VML notes that local
I talked to
governments have
Michelle
three
Gowdy.
choices.
So let me ask you a question.
So you don't wanna-
Why can't you look into the internet and all of the services that they're discussing? Why can't you approve the budget, look into these issues that are overpriced, and then make a change in 30 to 60 days? You can roll that money over to employees or wherever else you wanna put it. You'll have the extra money. Why can't you do that?
Because we don't have a majority, we don't have a say, and you guys have chosen to reduce everybody's salary.
Because
We didn't reduce anybody's salary.
You, on here,
It's not, nobody's is reduced.
whoever made this up,
Okay, so
yes,
the numbers that
all
I
the
saw,
salaries have lower.
the numbers that I saw, Kelly put those numbers in there. So still, if you use those numbers, we can still lower, they're talking about $70,000. we're talking about lowering that considerably.
Right, but we've tried that 3 years ago, we have tried it, so, you know, we can't really
I've
count on
been
that
talking-
to fund
I've
this.
been talking for the last 2 or 3 months that our girls needed a raise. Everybody knows that's how I feel.
Another thing, we can also look to see what DMV, brings. I'm not pointing at you, I'm just saying this another thing. DMV revenue, if we base, because they've been doing really well lately. If their revenue in the next 2 months continues to be high, then that automatically can transfer that
But-
money. You can switch it from one account to the other.
But
It
if
doesn't-
you continue to let happen what happened here Friday, you won't have any
Okay.
girls to do.
It was
DMV.
Thursday that it happened,
Oh,
and it was
Thursday.
not my fault. I can't
Thursday.
help it if,
But you didn't rectify the situation. You let that man stand in front of that door.
he wasn't hurting anything
He-
standing there. He
When
just
the
came up with
girls
this.
were
I
talking
don't,
about.
I'm not gonna argue with you about it
Well-
because it's not worth arguing. The point was, there were different personalities that clashed. They all left here and the day was done. We had a little extra holiday, now we need to move on and approve a budget so we can continue to work. I have
Like I
taken
said,
care
if you
of
want to
the other
depend on-
situation.
If you want to depend on DMV, you need to take care of the employees. You can't say that that's
I talked
wrong.
to DMV, and I just told you, they've been doing a really good job.
I know
Their
they
money's
have.
been coming
They've
in.
always been doing a good job. Our treasurer did a good
Nobody
job.
said
And
that.
where is she?
Nobody
She's
said
at home because of you.
No, because I chose to correct her on a mistake.
Yeah,
and she
and-
took offense at it.
And you,
So, you know
yeah,
what?
yeah, you go right around.
I'm not arguing the point. What do y'all wanna do? We need a motion as to how
We
we
have a
wanna do the
motion,
budget.
we have a motion.
What was that motion again? I don't
To-
know. if you
Why don't you just
understand.
To keep the 2026 resolution.
So, yeah, it is 30 or 60,
I mean-
excuse me, 30 or 60, I
So you
missed
gotta
that.
state for how
I have
long.
it right here. Here is Locality's Guide to Adopting a Budget and Setting Taxes, Legal Resources from VML, and they say that we can, pass a budget. Okay, let me just read this. Every locality must adopt a budget and set its tax rates by June 30th of a given year unless the locality is also responsible for school division, blah, blah, blah. All departments are required, this didn't apply to us, that's April. Anyway, if to pass a budget that assumes what the money you'll receive from the state, even though the final numbers are not in, you can pass a continuing resolution which will serve as a limited appropriation for 30 to 60 days, allowing each department to continue spending from fund balances at the prior year's levels. You can wait until the receipt of estimated state funding or, and then it goes into school divisions, but those are our options. So we do have the option, we did do this last year. And this doesn't have anything to do with the, this I think is a great idea and hopefully we'll get that money, but I think,
So what was the motion to extend it, how many days, 30 or 60?
60.
Do you all understand that motion? Any questions?
I'll second it.
Terry, motion by McGee, second by Clayton, and you can do a roll call, please.
Councilmember McGee,
Yes.
Councilmember Spedden,
Yes.
Councilmember Von Tine, Dr. Covert,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes. We can.
Councilmember
We don't
Hempstead?
have to do 60 days. It's just that not now. And hopefully at the next meeting we will fix it.
Well, that'll be next week. Okay, so the budget will be tabled for 60 days, we'll work on 2026 budget.
Right,
Was-
because
was
we're not
the-
tabling it, at the next opportunity that we can fix this, it's our responsibility to do it. We can't just take the whole 60 days, we have to do this as soon as we can, we have to fix this, we have to come to some agreement and have some conversations with this. But this gives us an extra week or two or whatever, up to 60.
Okay, any,
Oh, and I have the
anything else?
resolution.
Anything else? We can't do that, this is only budget, is it budget?
No, it's a
Budget.
It's a resolution
to
to keep
pass
the
the
2026 budget.
So. So you can give that to Terry.
I think it's, you might want to change it. I'm sure.
Any more discussion on anything? So, Monday the 13th is our regular meeting.
Should we meet
I-
this week?
Okay, so I know, this is not budget related, but they have done a manager interview. Can we have a special meeting to, are you all ready to hire a manager?
No, they don't have, we interview.
I know
Oh,
that.
okay, I
That's
just
what
wanna
I'm
make sure.
I'm trying to ask if we can schedule a special meeting.
Why can't we do it Monday night?
Okay, that's what, if y'all are y'all ready? Because we need to do that. So we can do it.
We conducted the interview and we have responses and notes from the
Okay,
interviews.
so Terry,
We passed them.
we'll add that to the agenda then to discuss the manager and the hire number man.
Will they be here?
Yeah, we invite them here to be interviewed, you know, so.
Cause we interviewed too. That's what we did with Nicole.
We've done it for everybody
Well,
I've
cancel-
been here for,
Council hires the manager, so
yes.
you want them to come to the meeting?
We're going to interview.
Okay.
I would think
I
they would.
thought we would
We
bring
would
some,
go into
just kind of
closed
share our notes first and let you guys digest that and then have
We can do
a
that.
follow-up meeting
Yeah.
where we
just
invite them.
delays and more. Yeah, no, that's fine, I mean,
We
we
do it
can
back
do
to
that.
back. We can do it.
Okay, so we'll add that to the agenda later. Motion to adjourn. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Hempstead, is there a second?
Second.
Over, roll call please, so I can make sure everybody wants to go home.
Councilmember Spedden,
Here, no,
Yes.
Councilmember Lonzai, Councilmember McGee,
Yes.
Councilmember Hempstead,
Yes.
Dr. Covert.
Yes. I like that we have a comprehensive plan in place here, I do, that's a good upgrade. Whoever
For
thought
you
that.
all's information,